Hi, welcome to B-TownTalk. I'm your host, Dawn Davis. Monday, the 12th of November, we will commemorate Veterans Day all across our country in the United States. And there's a local restaurant in Bensalem that always participates by providing free meals and beverages to all branches of the military, active or retired. And that would be our fine business partner, Golden Corral. They're located at 1465 Street Road. And on Monday evening, between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m., they will be providing the free meals and beverages. This is really a wonderful thank you by a private sector business in saying to a veteran, you know what, thank you so much for your sacrifice, for your service. And Veterans Day, of course, everyone knows that it is the celebration of Armistice Day. It's actually commemorating the treaty, per se, between the Allied forces and Germany in 1918. And while it was established in 1918, it really wasn't adopted by Congress until 1938. And hence, it has grown exponentially with respect to its celebrations and various activities throughout the country. And, you know, I feel, in my humble opinion, that you really need to thank a veteran, not just on Veterans Day, but every day. If you see a gentleman who is obviously a veteran, I mean, a lot of veterans do wear their hats. My brother served on the Inchon. He was in the Navy. He wears his hat a lot, and many of the branches of the military, those individuals wear some of their regalia or some of their uniform, their old jackets, their hats. And actually, in speaking to several vets that I know, ranging from World War II, Vietnam, and of course with my age bracket, I know several Vietnam veterans, and several of those individuals really have not come home from the war yet in their hearts and in their souls. And in that vein, I would just like for people to just reflect on just what these men and women have done in serving our country to keep us free. So everyone always says freedom is not free, and it's, look at the Civil War, the bloodiest war in the history of the United States. War is ugly. It's a reality, but it is ugly. And these men and women, they give up their lives to serve our country. And when they come home, things get a little dicey sometimes. The current state, for our Iraq and Afghanistan soldiers that are returning, they're facing, and many of our other veterans of other theaters of war have experienced the same thing, post-traumatic stress syndrome, which they didn't identify until about 20 years ago or so. And I may be off on that timeline, but actually I know someone who suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome as a result of the Vietnam War, and it's very unsettling. It's unsettling because, of course, I love this person, and they don't get the attention or the help that they need. And not that it's not out there, it's just that a lot of the veterans don't know where to go. A lot of them don't want people to know that they suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome, depression. They have health issues. There are organizations, of course, the United States Veterans Administration. There is the Wounded Warrior Project. We have military affairs here in Bucks County, which is in Doylestown. We will list out all this information at the end of the show. But and also the Recorder of Deeds. They're doing a nice thing by providing veterans with a military ID card that will provide them with a significant discount at participating vendors throughout the area. But I think it's just important for people to put your hand over your heart when you see a veteran. That is the official thank you, as opposed to shaking their hand, or, sometimes you have to be careful. But what I know is the accepted form is putting your hand over your heart and pointing to the person and just saying thank you so much for doing what you did or what you still do in protecting the freedoms of the United States of America. I can't thank, well, Jonathan Kornblau. He's a great guy. He runs the Golden Corral here in Bensalem, and they feed hundreds of thousands of people. Now, this is over a course of several years, but it gets quite busy there, and it's really a chance for people to, well, for the veterans themselves to, you know, commiserate and just, you know, share their stories. Everybody has a story. And for non-military individuals to sort of get inside their heads and see where they have been, what they have done, where they are now, and just if they get a sense of, hey, you know what, thank you so much for putting your life on hold, your life on the line. And of course, for those family members that their loved one has given the ultimate sacrifice by giving their life for the United States of America, it's just imperative that we don't forget that freedom is not free, and that it's, I know myself, I mean, all of my, let's see, my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, that's as far back as I can go, they all served in the military. And getting back to the recorder of deeds with the ID card, you need your DD-214, which is just a fancy form number for discharge papers. I think it's prior to 1959, they were called discharge papers, and now post-59 they're called DD-214, which is simply your honorable discharge papers, your separation papers, the day they issued your papers and you said bye-bye and tried to integrate back into civilian life. And a lot of the veterans face not only some of the, you know, the residual illnesses, or they face homelessness, joblessness. It's sort of like a small epidemic out there. But there are organizations, as we have mentioned, that can help the veterans. And actually, the Wounded Warrior accepts donations. You don't know what to do. You'd rather, you know, make a monetary donation. Well, that's simply fabulous, because that helps with getting an amputee a new leg, a new arm, a new sense of belonging. They can be reintroduced into the greatest nation in the world, the United States of America. I really think I've covered everything. There's one thing that I wanted to say, which is the motto of the Wounded Warrior, which is the greatest casualty is being forgotten. And I think that can go in any walk of life, not just being a veteran. Really, being forgotten is a terrible thing. And I hope that on Monday you will take maybe even time out of your day. Yeah, oh, sure, there's going to be great Veterans Day sales at Macy's and Kohl's and just all over the place. But remember, it's so much bigger than that. It's about your local and national veterans all over this country who have given their time, their lives, and who still continue to do so. We will have the various websites and numbers. If you're a veteran out there and you can hear my voice, see my face, I hope that you will take advantage of some of the programs that are offered. They are out there. It's just a matter of people connecting with people. For B-Town Talk, I'm Dawn Davis. Happy Veterans Day, and God bless America.